Hello and welcome to the EUSL. We have a whole bunch of games for you tonight. We have four matches tonight, all in our EUSL Pro Division. Up first, we're going to have Sark Hockey Team versus Old Gents Association. That should be a pretty high quality match, being I think our second place team against third. So it could be a preview of one of the potential playoff matches, playoff semi-finals potentially. If you haven't already, make sure you get your prediction in for this one. It is already up in chat. And then in game two, we're going to be seeing Cockroach HC versus Sark Hockey Team again. They'll be up on the rink for the second time in game two. And then we'll be seeing Spin Jitsu Dojo versus Cockroach HC. And then in our final game of the evening, we'll be seeing Spin Jitsu making their way on the ice again versus Beer With Us. But yep, for now, we're going to be focusing on the Sark Hockey Team versus Old Gents matchup. And you can have a quick look at their rosters now. As for Sark Hockey Team, we do have the lineup of Insecure, Down the Fish, Manu, Coney, Deng, and Dave. And they're at a 14-2 record. Very impressive record. Only losing to Beer With Us and Bikerwave. Literally last night, they lost to Bikerwave, which could seal their fate to finishing second in the division if Bikerwave do not lose any more games in the season. And then for the side of Old Gents Association, we have PP, MTW, Ale, iLevi, Tomu, and Matsoni with a 12-5 record. They are pretty much resigned to third place now. They can no longer get second. That is held by either Bikerwave or Sark. But this matchup should be a pretty close one. I'm going to bring in my caster for today. I think we have Radical Rex. The part
I
there we
forgot to
go.
unmute for a second.
There we go.
Hello, I am here. It's a pleasure casting. We'll be interested to see this matchup. For people who saw yesterday, Sark played a very non-conventional lineup yesterday, and they just stumbled, nearly won in the final seconds against Bikewave, but end up losing 8-7. But we'll see if maybe they can play a more standard lineup. They played two goalkeepers, Dave and Manu, in that game yesterday, and so that was what was unusual about it. But we'll see if they play a more standard lineup today when we get into the lobby. But against OGA, I assume we'll see PP, MTV, and then I think it's mainly been Tomu and Ale playing up front, but they have Matsone has also been playing as well. iLevi hasn't featured much this season, but we'll see what that lineup looks like when we get in. As Rob said, both these teams pretty much guaranteed in their places now. I mean, Sark, even if they lose all their games, will only be able to fall to second, which means they are guaranteed the first round bye. And OGA at this point pretty much guaranteed. The highest they can go is third, and I don't think they can go any lower than fourth. So both these teams very much so locked into their playoff spots. Obviously, what can change is what their first round will be, who their first round will be against, and which side of the bracket they're on for the second round. So still can be important. Sark obviously, with that first round bye, it means they missed the first round, but they'll play against, if they're first, they'll play against the weaker of the two teams. They'll play on the weaker of the side of the bracket, and if they're second, they'll play on the stronger side of the bracket. So still important to both these teams. With that being said, we do have a password, so we're joining now, and Dave is the host, so we know at least that Dave is in. And Dave currently the only player in. It's Ale Matsoni, the two forwards on for OGA, PP and MTV in as I expected. So fairly standard lineup for OGA. Dan the Fish joins. He has obviously been the top scorer this season, and so I would expect to see him here. Now just waiting for Coney joins. So this is a stronger, a more conventional lineup, we'll say, than what they played yesterday. And I'll be honest, I put 1.5k points on OGA winning because I thought maybe we'd see another weaker lineup, but I was wrong. So maybe I've misplaced my points there. Make sure you get your points in on the predictions soon, because this game looks like it's going to be underway very shortly. It will be Sark Hockey Team in red with yellow trim and OGA in the sort of brown with blue trim. We're just waiting for Matt Sony to ready up, and we should be underway for game 1 of the night. Sark Hockey Team, Old Gents Association. I was hoping I'd time that just right so that we get into it as I said, Old Gents Association, but still no start here. Just waiting. Matt Sony is the player, not ready. On the bench, Tomu and Manu. So Tomu offers options for OGA, both as a forward and as a defender. Can swap into either role. They obviously play more of a 2-2 system. They have PP and MTV at the back, and then Matt Sony and Ale up front. And Tomu can play in either of those. And Manu really can swap in for Dave as goalkeeper, or can swap in for Insecure, who's been playing the defensive role this season. So offers them options at the back. Insecure obviously can also play a more advanced role, so they could put Manu in place of Insecure as the defender, and then Insecure could replace one of Coney or Damn the Fish. Coney will play probably a fairly high pressing, more poacher role. That is okay. Manu's saying in chat that he's not a goalkeeper, but we all know that. Well, okay, if he's not a goalkeeper, he's not a goalkeeper, but he has certainly done it in the past. Coney will play, the more poaching role, and Damn the Fish will probably be the more creative of the two. Is usually how that works. Coney obviously had that incredible debut performance earlier in the season, and everyone is readied up now, so we should be underway. But yeah, Coney, in his first ever game for this Sark Hockey Team, scored 5, assisted 3. Here we go. We're underway, and it is Coney and MTV on the face-off. And the puck takes a Sark Hockey Team bounce back to Dave, who, like I said, will be in net today. Plays around for Damn the Fish. He searches up the board for Coney. PP intercepts there, looking across. It bounces back for MTV. Tries an early shot, and it's well off the mark, but Matt Sony will pick up behind net. And that is the play style we expect from Sark, but it was Matt Sony trying it there. Sark known for that net-hugging approach. They'll try and crowd around the opponent's net and force it round the post. But against a backline of PP and MTV, they might struggle. Two of the most talented defenders. Ale there look for Matt Sony on the far side of the rink. That puck was missed. Now Damn the Fish and MTV do battle. It's played round for Matt Sony. Back to MTV. MTV tries another shot. It's a positive start from OGA here, but Insecure wins it now. He'll play that puck up the rink onto Coney's stick. Back to Damn the Fish. He lofts that up into the middle in the front of the net, but no luck there. Here's Insecure trying another one. MTV will intercept that now. And OGA counteroffensive early, and Ale maybe trying to redirect it. Couldn't quite. He looks into the middle, stopped on the line by Dave. Definitely a good start from OGA here. They have dominated the possession so far. PP plays round to MTV, and he takes behind net. He'll look up the rink. Can't find a way past Insecure. Insecure looks into the middle, looking for Damn the Fish, and it nearly found the mark. All the way back to Dave. He's round for Insecure. Insecure, and he tries to pass up. Damn the Fish. Didn't get it, but here's Coney pressuring PP. PP escapes with the puck. Now searching for options. Backs away from PP, from Coney again. And finally releases it to MTV. MTV will just bounce that up. And Matt Sony tried to play out up the board, but he couldn't find a way past Insecure. Now Damn the Fish breaks away, and he had Coney on the far side. Tried to do it on his own, but against the talented defender in PP. Couldn't find a way through. Here's Insecure. Nice move there to send Matt Sony flying. He looks for the pass up to Damn the Fish, and Damn the Fish gets his head on it to finish the job. And they take the 1-0 early lead there. Just gets enough on it, and it's back of the net. Sark, 1-0. OGA, I'd say, had the strongest start, but it was just a nice play in. Damn the Fish finishing the job. Here we go. Now on that Sark far post, can they find anything? Coney gets in behind, but PP gets back well there and picks it up. Now PP looking up the rink. He'll play the puck up, MTV on it, bouncing it for Matt Sony. Matt Sony all the way back to PP. PP Looks for Ale. Ale can't control that one. It's back onto Dave's stick. Dave chased by Ale. Good pressure. Finds Matsoni. Matsoni tucks it in the middle, but Insecure wins it there. Insecure finds down the fish, and that time the connection just not quite what it was on the last attempt. Here's MTV picking up the long shot. Finds PP. Bounces Coney, and it was MTV with an incredible save there after he bounced Coney across in front of the net with the puck, but Coney again here with an open net, and that's twice now Coney's got behind, and this time he comes away with the goods. Coney broke away that previous time from PP, but couldn't get the shot off, and this time PP not able to track back quick enough, and they're going to need to be careful about that OGA. Like I said, Coney likes to sit pretty high up the rink, and another one there. Coney feeding it into Damn the Fish, and Damn the Fish played the shot in. Well stopped. That time MTV gets behind it. The good start from OGA just didn't bear fruit, and now Sark starting to regain control of the game. Here's PP just playing it in, but there's no one in the middle for it. Can he drive this one in on the post? Good stop on the line there by Dave. Now Ale will come in, and he found a way to PP, and Coney open on the back line again, but this time he tried to play across for Matsoni, for Damn the Fish. Matsoni picked up well. Here's MTV back for PP. PP with Coney pressing. Plays the simple pass for MTV. MTV will take too long with it there, and it's Coney again on the puck. Coney has caused a lot of problems so far. He sits high, but this time it's Ale with the puck up from PP, and Ale just slips that one in on the near post. It's PP bouncing up the ball there. Ale makes one move on Insecure and just slips it in on that near post. I think Dave probably thought he had that one covered, but not to be. Here's Ale pressing Insecure, and Ale again with the press. He's causing issues already, much like Coney has on the other end. And he causes another issue there. Matsoni with an opportunity. It's Ale generating that pressure. Here's MTV pressing up on Damn the Fish. Beats Insecure to the ball, but Insecure comes away with it. Tapped out for Damn the Fish. He looks across for Coney. Now Ale on the counter. Can he find the similar shot? No, he can't. It is MTV that picks it up. Here's PP again. What can he do this time? And that one looked like it was looking for the far post. He couldn't quite find the target. MTV tries the shot again, straight up the middle. Here's Dave. Bouncing off of Damn the Fish. Ale will track back to pick that one up. Plays it round to MTV. And for the most part, as the first period ends there, 2-1 to Sark. I mean, I'd say that OGA have looked the better team, but they've allowed... I mean, they had that one goal where... it was the long pass from Insecure to Damn the Fish. But other than that, the real issue is that Sark have... Well, OGA have enabled Coney to get behind them, and he's done a good job so far, created some opportunities, scored that one goal just by sitting behind that defensive line of OGA. And if he can keep that up, it should force MTV and PP to be a little bit more conservative, pushing up themselves, which will alleviate some of the pressure they can apply on Dave's net. So Coney playing an important role there, just pinning back the OGA back line. And if he can maintain it, then OGA could really struggle to produce goals. They got that one goal off of a shot from Ale, but other than that, they haven't had a ton of really high percentage shots. And that time, MTV beaten by the dream teams, seemingly of... Oh, well, actually, Insecure get involved that time. So far, it's been Damn the Fish and Coney up front, but that time Insecure gets involved and makes it 3. Dave and MTV on the face-off now. Dave tries to play it out. It's across to Matsoni. And again, it's... Oh, and Damn the Fish doesn't miss those often. That's rough. Again, though, it's players just getting in behind that defensive line of OGA, and they're not able to seal the gaps quick enough. But that time, Damn the Fish, just a rare miss from him. Earlier in the season, set the single game record for a goal scored by a single player. Scored 10 in a single game, which took the record for single game scoring, but maybe not quite on it so far tonight. I mean, he did head that one in earlier, but missed an absolute automatic shot. Well, what should have been an automatic shot here. Here's Dave behind the net. Ale trying to press, but Dave manoeuvred himself away from it well, and PP has to come in and clear that one away in front of the net. Now to Matsoni. Matsoni will try the shot on the far post, and it looked good for it, but not quite. Here's PP. What can he do? Back to MTV. Coney again left wide open behind the defense, but he couldn't. Maybe just need to be a little bit more proactive there and get to the puck instead of waiting for it to come to him, but didn't get the shot away in time before it was shut down. Here's Damn the Fish now. Pressure from PP. Damn the Fish tried to find space, couldn't. MTV will try and play it out. Coney blocks it. Coney with a shot on net and puts it wide right. With PP standing there, he knew he had to make that shot perfect and just pushed it a little bit too far out wide. Here's Matsoni. Can he play in the middle? Yes, he can. MTV's shot stopped expertly by Dave in net. Another one played in. This time it's Insecure picking up. Insecure, for those who don't know, has transitioned into this defensive role this season after being one of the most prolific attacking players in previous seasons. Led the league in scoring last season in a more attacking role, but obviously that season they had MTV playing at the back, which is a great help defensively. MTV, one of the best defenders in the league, made the move to this OGA team this season. I think to a lot of people's surprise, to be honest. Here is Ale on the far board, battling with Damn the Fish. Bounced up, MTV will pick up. He finds Matsoni, and Matsoni needed to get a bit of that to redirect it. You can see exactly what I was talking about. PP and MTV both sitting further back down the rink now, and it means that OGA are not able to apply as much pressure, and that's exactly why Coney's role is so important. He forces his opponent to sit back a bit further. Here's Dave and Insecure, securing that puck behind the net. Ale trying his best to bump Insecure off that one, but he let him get away. PP going for the spin there, and it achieved absolutely nothing. Here's Damn the Fish. He's trying to put some moves on. Wasn't able to create anything there. And Ale now with a good opportunity. What can he do with it? Matsoni plays it onto Ale, but Ale couldn't get there fast enough. Now Insecure going the other way. And Coney, what a brilliant redirect. Insecure there, put that pass up exactly where it needed to be. Up in the air, onto Coney's head, and just a little bit beyond MTV's reach. And Coney puts Sark into a 4-1 lead. Round for Ale. Ale looks for Matsoni. Can Matsoni get a stick on it? Just about managed to, but it was a little bit too late when he did. Puck past the net. PP chasing it down. What can PP do? PP now. Still PP. Now to Matsoni. Bouncing back to PP. PP moving around under pressure. Needs to get this one out with Damn the Fish pressing hard, and eventually he escapes, but puts it right on Damn the Fish's stick. And Damn the Fish will try the shot. Well stopped by MTV there. PP needs to make sure he doesn't make that mistake again. Now Coney pressed by PP, and PP eventually gets out. Finds Ale. Ale across to Matsoni. Matsoni back to PP. PP tries the shot. Coney, good job there, just coming in from behind, defending. Making his contribution defensively, even though he has stayed fairly hard at the rink. Down the Fish on the near post. What a finish. And starting to take control of the game here. Now, Damn the Fish and MTV on the face-off. Bouncing back to Insecure. Insecure. Just toying with Ale here. Escapes to the boards. Now still holding it, and Ale nearly won it there. Now out to Damn the Fish, and that will end the second period there. There we go. Period 2 over, and it is a 5-1 game. And we will ready up for period 3. Taking a quick look at the stats. Fairly even in possession and passes, and shots dead even, but the shots from Sark hockey team have been higher quality, and it is reflected in the scoreline. So here we go. Insecure and Matsoni on the face-off. MTV round to PP. PP plays up and is intercepted by Damn the Fish. PP now with a break, though. Can he find a pass in? He had a pass to Matsoni earlier and didn't take it, and regretted it, I think, because wasn't able to find the gap in the end. Here's PP. Can he redirect that one in off his head? No, he can't. You see PP playing a much more aggressive role here, and MTV forced to make a save there. Obviously, OGA now need to go and get the goals. They're going to have to play a little bit more aggressively. Here's Damn the Fish. Round to Coney, stopped by MTV. I think it's so important what Coney does for this team. And damn, the fish there slots one in. Another goal, and it's 6-1 now to Sark. But you can see the effect that Coney has. He's just constantly sitting beyond the last defender, like harassing them, causing issues. And it's just pinned back this OGA team the whole game. They really haven't been able to apply themselves up the rink. And they haven't really tested Dave that much. Although there have been shots, they've been low quality shots. Dave has never really looked like he's had much issue. The one that went on, that did go in, I'm sure Dave will be a little bit disappointed in himself that he let it go. Should have been an automatic save for him, really, on the near post. But other than that, there just hasn't been much testing him. He's had quite an easy game at the back. Matsoni tries a shot there, and it's off the post. It's the only decent attempt they've had recently. Ale now with an attempt, and it's well wide right. He had two in front of him. Didn't have much opportunity. Here's Matsoni on the board. Insecure chase by Matsoni. PP, and good job by PP there. The puck just put right where it needed to be, and PP timed his run in perfectly. You see how high a line that OGA were playing there. They're feeling the pressure. They need to get those goals. They're 4 goals down with 3 minutes of the game left. PP looks to play out here. All the way across to Matsoni. He lost it on the board though. Can he gain it back? Insecure wins it. This one out into the middle, and Ale with another good opportunity, but he wasn't able to make it work. Puck into the middle there, but no one there for it. Here's Damn the Fish losing it to Ale. Damn the Fish wins it right back. Now played it across for PP. Can PP try a shot maybe? Not there. It was well wide to the right. Damn the Fish will go back the other way, and MTV just stops it. Like I said, MTV played for Sark last season. They brought in Dave to replace him. Here is MTV bouncing around for PP. PP plays it up for Ale, and Ale just, the adjustments all wrong there. He tried to get on it just as it came to him and wasn't able to. Can Matsoni launch a shot in? No, he can't. Stopped at the point of attack. Here's MTV. Now to Damn the Fish. PP just gets his stick on that to stop it reaching Coney, who was again behind the defenders and surely had a route into the net. Damn the Fish will try on this near post. Matsoni back to MTV. They need to play it out here. Insecure wins it back. Tracks back now. Will look for passing and comes away with it there, but loses it. PP on the counter. Can they create anything? No, they can't. All the way back to MTV. MTV tracking round. PP puts a bump on Coney, but MTV can't get past Damn the Fish, who again is attacking. He's created so much pressure on that net. This one from Ale, bouncing back to Matsoni, and his shot misses the mark wildly. Ale tried around that backboard, and it was stopped by Damn the Fish, I think. I don't even remember who stopped it. The game's gone so fast. Here's PP. Losing it to Damn the Fish again, and Damn the Fish at this point is almost inevitable. I said at the start of the game, maybe not quite on it, because he missed that, or what should have been an easy shot, and he missed it there. But this time, drills that one home, and it's his let's see, how many has he scored on the day? He's managed 4 goals on the day, and he's had himself quite a nice game, it'd be fair to say. PP under pressure from Coney, and at this point they're just desperately trying to get that puck up, but the pressure from Sark obviously smelled blood, and they're now playing a much higher line. Here's Matsoni. He'll look to play it into the middle, and Dave cleared away with his head. Bouncing out to Coney. Can Coney find a way past MTV? No, not there. Round to Ale. And I mean, Coney hasn't really showed up in the stats. He's bottom of the scoreboard in the game. But for me, the effect that he has had on this OGA side is so important. He's just, like I keep saying, he just keeps MTV and PP pinned back. And it means that Ale and Matsoni pretty much have to attack on their own. And it has meant that the OGA attack has just never really looked that threatening. Here's Dave playing up the board. Looking for Damn the Fish. Never got there. MTV will try and clear this one out. Gets a bit of space on the board, but Insecure fighting hard there. Round to Damn the Fish. Now back to PP. PP bouncing it off the backboard. Now Matsoni round to MTV, and that will end the game there. 7-2 in the end, and what looked like a closely fought matchup at the start ended up being a dominating performance by Sark hockey team. I think after that Coney goal, the second goal in the game, I think OGA maybe just a little bit worried about the holes at the back, and so they sat that back line back much further down the rink, and it meant it really wasn't a way for them to get in. If you look at the stats, actually fairly even in the stats. The pass is dominated by OGA, but really doesn't tell the game. I mean, the shots they did have just were not quality shots. A lot of long distance ones, never really had a chance of finding their way in. And in the end, they fell 7-2. And I'll hand back to Rob, who will introduce the next game for you.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. We'll be bringing you Cockroach HC versus Sark hockey team next. A great game there between our second and third place teams, and there's maybe a slight preview in what we could face in our playoffs. But next to Sark, will be returning to the rink, hoping to keep that momentum going and trying to beat the Cockroaches as well, who've been on a surge since Alpi joined. I think they've had a very, very impressive turnaround since they've had a lot of refit to the lineup, getting McTavish in and Alpi. But we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Cockroach HC versus Sark hockey team.